Hello everyone. Welcome to our station of Global Professional Free Webinar. Thank you all for joining and stay with us till the end. My lovely audience, today I am your host. My name is Yarni Sakhtar. I am from Bangladesh. I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. I feel honored and privileged to host this webinar. It's my delight to welcome you all to our station of Global Professional Free Webinars. Thank you all for joining us today in this marvelous afternoon. And it's my humble request to you and pleasure to all of you stay with us till the end. And don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends. Institution of Global Professionals serve student and community resource, providing holistic social work and education for creative competent generation. IGP is a leading online skill development institute with thousands of learners worldwide. Institution of Global Professional is an educational institution provides social work with globally recognized. We organized our webinar training offline online courses. It's by based and trained speaker courses from all the world. Our mission is empower people. We have already completed 997 webinars successfully. Let me remind you again, don't forget to share, tag and mention your friends in the comment box. Now we start our webinar. Let's watch together and learn together. Today our webinar number is 998 and our webinar topic is emotional wellness in the time of pandemic. And our speaker name is Dr. Mercier Veloniava. She is from Philippines. She is a guest lecturer from Batangas State University, Bawan Technical High School SS Department, Subject Group Coordinator, Hugh MSS, Learning Resource and Coordinator. Let's welcome our speaker.
Good
Hello,
afternoon to one and all.
good
Thank you very
afternoon, ma'am.
much for that introduction. I am very excited to share with you the topic that I prepared for one and all this afternoon.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, give some description about yourself, then you can start your presentation.
All right, I am a teacher from Bawan Technical Integrated High School, Bawan, Batangas, here in the Philippines, and I've been in the teaching profession for 20 years, and I'm so delighted to be one of the speakers in this international webinar. And this is actually my second time to be in this prestigious event, and I hope that you will enjoy the session with me as I present to you later on my slides and discuss to you relevant topics about the topic that I prepared for one and all.
Okay, ma'am. You can share your presentation.
All right.
Okay, ma'am.
I hope that my presentation is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
All right. So I do hope that my audio is also clear so that you can hear me loud and clear. Good day to one and all. This is afternoon in the Philippines right now, and wherever you are, my dear webinar participants, I would like to greet you all. Good day. The topic that I prepared for all of you is about emotional wellness in this time of pandemic. What about asking you this very relevant question? How are you, my dear participants? As you can see in the presentation that I prepared, we've seen different figures, people, caricature. These symbolizes the status of our emotions at the moment. Let's try let's try to take a look on the different emotions and feelings that we have right now as a person. What about your feeling right now? Are you number one who's on that particular branch of a tree who would try to climb up there? Or maybe you are in number five, you are very down at the moment, and maybe you are at the very or in the lowest point of your life. What about number two? Are you number two? who's trying to help number three to go up on that tree. Or maybe you're number four, very much okay and happy on that particular post. Or maybe you are number 13. You are there alone and sad. Or maybe you are number 6. You would like to ask for help for number 7. Or maybe you are in number 11 or 12. You have your friends, your companion, and you're helping one another. Or maybe your feeling right now is that you're on number 10. You are very safe there on your wherever you are, and you're pretty much sure that you're okay. Or maybe you are number 14, that right now you are in the lowest point of your life, and you will be going down on that particular tree. Or maybe you are in number 16. You are carrying someone who's feeling upset or having an emotional problem at the moment. Or maybe you are there on number 21. You're up there, but still you are sad. Or maybe you are there on the very most top or on the topmost of this tree, and yet you are free, you are relaxed, you are happy. The question would be, how are you? And the answer, it's up to you, my dear participants. Moving on, just like what I presented in the first slide, the topic that we'll be discussing this afternoon is about emotional wellness in this time of pandemic, in these trying times. What about asking ourselves, what is emotion? Is emotion is a sensation of such happiness, love, fear, anger, or hatred that can be triggered by your surroundings or the people around you. There are a lot of emotions, and sometimes the situations that we are going through make us happy, or maybe it helps us to be very much firm, or maybe the situation triggered us to be angry, or maybe we are afraid, and that is emotion. It depends on the situation, and it depends on how we carry our emotions. Proceeding, when a person is unable to manage their fluctuating emotions, we can say that instability may emerge. Do you have a particular moment in your life wherein your emotions are being or your emotions are fluctuating because of the different situations happening in your life? And we can say that we are unstable, emotionally unstable. Try to check ourselves. Try to ask ourselves regarding the emotional situation we have at the moment. What then is emotional instability? It is characterized by having a volatile state of feelings. There are a lot of situations, there are a lot of moments in our life wherein we are becoming emotionally unstable. And that because of how we manage our emotions, or maybe it depends on who are the people around us, or it maybe depends on the situation that we are going through. And we would like, even if we would like to be stable, those circumstances triggered us to be unstable emotionally. Someone could be joyful and active for a minute, but sort of things like remark made someone or something not going as planned might cause a dramatic and often fatal that will change his mood to the next. There are situations that we are feeling good, especially when we have a good night's sleep, when everything is going okay, and then we will be facing our maybe our colleagues. Maybe for the students, they will be facing their classmates very much happy and excited to go for class, or for professionals, they will be very much ready to for the day's work. But if someone gave a negative remark on you, and it will trigger, of course, your emotion, and then you will have this emotional instability. You will be annoyed, you will be angry, so your emotions will alter because of the remarks that you heard from someone. And for them, everything might seem useless all of a sudden, which may lead to suicidal thoughts and a hollow, crushing sense that everything is dreadful and hopeless. We have to be very much careful on the words that we utter to people. We have to be reminded that words can ruin, or may build or ruin a person's lives. And we have to be careful on that. If we give positive comments, if we give positive feedback, then that may give motivation, or that may give strength to that person. But if we give negative feedback or comments, or shall we say, we would like to trigger the emotion of that particular person, and if that person is not that strong emotionally, that may lead her to become very much affected, and there are times that persons may be committing suicide, or there are times that persons will be depressed because of the words that we utter, or with the remarks that we give them. So we have to be careful on that. Depression, anxiety, tearfulness, outbursts of rage, agitation, throwing objects, self harm, yelling, and suicidal thoughts and behaviors are all examples of having an emotional instability. Are these examples some of the situations or feelings that you experienced? Are there times in your life, or is there a time in your life when you are very much depressed, or you are having anxiety, that you cannot sleep because of what is going through with your family, or with your profession, or with your career, or with your relationship? Are these situations resounding and keep on coming back, and even if you would like to rest, you can't rest because of it is like the sound that is uh, keep on resounding, and there are times that we would like to stop, and that we would like to end up our lives. And there are persons who would be unstable emotionally, but that should not be. That should not be our action. That should not be the 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 action that we are going to do, even if we are in that very low point of our lives. As you can see in the picture, my dear participants, these are the remarkable pictures I've taken during the time that I also experienced to be one of the COVID patients. I experienced to be COVID positive during the um, peak moment of this pandemic. And of course, we have to be alone, you have to be isolated, you have to take care of yourselves. You also need to think of positive things. But if there's no one who's at your back, and if you don't have a strong support system, you will be you will be um, experiencing depression. But thank God that I have a very strong support and supportive family, that I was able to heal and I was able to overcome that trying times in my life. There's are also some of the uh, handwritten um, pictures and word sentences that I made, trying to cope up with how am I going to be a mother to my kids, even though I am isolated, even though I am separated with them, because we need to consider the health of my kids. And online, via video call, I am trying to um, teach them how to read. And that for me is really something very challenging. How am I become a teacher, and at the same time a mother to my little kids, who's then are just trying to read because they are in the foundation years of schooling. So going through, we have to consider as well, how are we going to be emotionally stable. Of course, we have to have our positive outlook. We have to consider that there are a lot of challenges that may come our way, that not all days we will be feeling good, that there will be times that we will be challenged, but we still have to be emotionally stable. But what is like to be emotionally stable? Emotional wellness or emotional well-being is knowing oneself and being able to face the problems that life throws at you. We have to remember that. And we have to bear in mind that even if there will be trying times, we will we have to manage our emotions. We have to let our mind work over matter. There is this saying that we have to practice this mind over matter thing, that even if there are a lot of challenging times that are coming along our way, still we have to manage our emotions. And there are a lot of persons and even researchers are telling that if we are very sad, or if we are very much angry, or we are at the um, um, we are feeling very happy, we are very much depressed, or maybe we are very sad, or we are very angry, we should not decide. For sure, our decision will be wrong. We have to take and we have to consider that. It is also how we are going to manage our emotions. Emotional well being also refers to the ability to develop good emotions, moods, thoughts, and sentiments, as well as the ability to adapt when challenged with hardship or challenging events. Of course, it is easy to said than done. We may say that it's easy for you to tell that because you're not experiencing what I am experiencing right now. So it is easy for you to command and it's easy for you to suggest. But we have to um, let our feeling. We have to uh, we have to consider the feelings that we have. We have to identify our feelings, and then after identifying our feelings, we have to manage that. We have to know what are we feeling and how do we feel that. So it means to say we have to let our mind work even if we are in that very challenging times, that we are not only going to use our emotions, but we have to let our mind works if that we are in that very challenging moment in our lives, so that we will be able to surpass everything that we are going through, and that is becoming emotionally well. Going further, there are a lot of ways on how we are to achieve emotional wellness. And so I am going to give you tips. I hope this will be helpful for everyone. First, how are we going to achieve emotional wellness? First, we have to accept ourselves. We have to accept yourself for who you are. We have to accept that we have our limitations. We have to accept that we have our strengths. We have to identify our strengths. We have to identify our limitations, our weaknesses. You also have to love yourself. Self acceptance is accepting your behavior, your attitude, and lifestyle, admitting them and attempting to improve them. So, if you know your weaknesses, you should not only be able to identify that, but of course, you have to do something on how you will turn that weakness into strength. But you have to accept that not all of us are good, that we also have our weaknesses and our limitations. So, then are we going to stop if we already identified our weaknesses? No, we should do something for that weakness to become our strength. Second, it includes accepting your body, defending yourself against harsh criticism, and trusting your strengths are all part of it. Of course, no one and no anyone from us, no one from us is perfect. Nobody is perfect, shall I say. No one is perfect, and so even our emotions, even how how even if we would like to be very pleasing to everyone, even if we would like to be very presentable to them, even if we would like to be pretty, even if we would like to be handsome, there are a lot um, of small things. There are a lot of weaknesses that we have. Sometimes people would criticize us for how how we speak. People would criticize us on our physical um, look. Some others would criticize us on our intellectual capacity. But even though we have those weaknesses, even though we have the shortcomings, still you have to accept that and improve yourself. It can help you recognize your positive and undesirable traits, as well as relieve your emotions of guilt and dissatisfaction. So, there are a lot of points in our life that we may be asking, why am I like this? Why am I look like this? Why am I not as pretty as my idol? Why am I not that good? Why am I not that as good as other people? Why am I not that popular? Just like those people who are being idolized by many, and there are a lot of whys that sometimes would trigger our emotions. There are a lot of whys that would make us broke as a person. There are a lot of whys that sometimes it would help. It would lead to depression and anxiety. But accepting those littleness that we have would help us improve and develop as a person. Above all, we have to love ourselves. Another tip is that we have to value self improvement. Of course, we have to acknowledge our limitations, but we should not stop there. The next question would be, what am I going to do? And the next step is that for us to improve ourselves. Prioritizing yourself is a crucial part of achieving self improvement. There are a lot of times that we are very much occupied with our work, with a lot of things, with a lot of problems, and there are times that we don't have time for ourselves. And what happened is that we would ask ourselves, why am I look like this? And the answer is that, are you giving time to yourself? That's the next question. So, what are we going to do then? What we're going to do is that we have to also give time for ourselves to improve. We also have to give time for ourselves to rest. We also have to give time and let our body speaks. Let our body rest. And if we are having and gaining rests, if we will be having time for ourselves, then there would come a time that we will be having enough time to think and analyze and evaluate things. And so then we will have good and correct decision. It can help you better your abilities, your mental health, and even your relationship. So check as well your relationship with your family. Check as well your relationship with your siblings. Or maybe check as well your relationship with your special someone, with your husband, with your wife, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with your co-workers. What about your relationship with them? And if you see that you are not having a good relationship with them, so the next question would be, what am I going to do? Is that my fault? Maybe you're not giving time to reflect, and you're not giving time for yourself to improve. Okay? So you should not always think that you're the best. You should not always think that you're above all of them. You should not always think that I am intelligent. You should not always think that I am above them, that I am powerful. You also have to accept your limitations. And you also have to, what you're going to do is that for you to improve. It is as if, as we are a glass of water, we are holding a glass, and the water inside that glass should not always be full. There has to be a space so that there will be space for improvement, so that we will be able to accept as well suggestions from other people. Simple acts such as reading a book, attempting something new, meditating, or even waking up early are examples of self improvement. Maybe you are very much occupied uh, with a lot of work, and you don't have time to at least spend reading inspirational books, or maybe attempting to do something new. You are very routinary. You are doing something that is becoming your routine. And sometimes you are very much bored of doing that because day in, day out, you're doing the same. But why not doing something else? Why not doing something else new? Why not also spend time to reflect and meditate? Let your let your mind rest. Let your body rest. Let your mind speaks and let your body speaks, so that you will be able to listen to what your body would like to tell you, and there would be self improvement. Why not as well waking up or maybe spending more time to sleep? Maybe the reason why you're always angry is that you don't have enough sleep. Why then spend some time to sleep and let your body rest for at least 8 hours or more? The third tip is that take care of yourself. In this time of pandemic, there are a lot of course, challenging moments, and of course, coronavirus is still there. Even if we are trying to move on into that circumstances and the reality that we are all experiencing. So, what you need to do is first to take care of yourself, love yourself. For you to be able to work, you have to have enough rest. For you to be able to love, you also have to love first yourself. For you to be able to share, you also have first to have something for you to be able to share that to other people. Taking some time to be involved in self care will help you relax and recover, enabling you to return to a healthy state where productivity is once again maximized. Why not taking care of yourself? Maybe you are very much occupied of taking care of your family. Maybe you are taking much time or maybe spending much time of taking care of your of the power that was given to you or that is given to you, and you're not giving time for yourself anymore. Why not having clinical studies shown that practicing self-care reduces or eliminates anxiety and depression, improves focus, reduces irritation and anger, increases happiness, it improves energy and more. What then is the answer? Have time for self-care. The next question would be, are you asking yourself? The question is, are you asking yourself how okay are you? Am I okay? Are you okay? Are you spending time to listen to your tired body, and your tired body is telling you, hey, you have to rest, hey, you have to sleep, hey, you have to spend some time for leisure. Do not always think of work, 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 and work. You should not always think um, of other people. You should also think of yourself. So have or spend some time taking care of yourself. Maybe you are attending to your sick relative, to your sick friend, but you're not listening to your body that is telling you you're already tired. So you have to spend some time to rest. Acts such as talking to someone, reflecting, journaling, reading, listening to music, working out, taking walks, and hugging someone are some forms of taking care to oneself. You know what? Touch is really very powerful. Someone who's ill, someone who's suffering from a problem, or maybe you are sick, if someone touches you and saying everything will be fine, we are praying for you, we are at your back, that will relieve you from whatever you are experiencing. Why not writing everything that you're going through, so that if everything is okay, you will be looking back and reading back what you've written, and you say to yourself, hey, I was able to successfully do it. Thank God. Why then about reflecting? Why not spend some time to meditate, to reflect? Why not spend some time to listen to music? There are a lot of persons who are very much eager to listen to music, and they say that what is life without music? So why not spend some moments listening to inspirational music, to motivational music, to to music that will be able for you to release everything that is within you. Why not talking to someone whom you trusted the most? Because that will help you a lot on how you are to manage your emotions, on how you will be able to experience emotional wellness. Of course, you have to talk to someone that is trustworthy, that whatever you will tell them, she or he or she would tell you That's okay. That's definitely okay. You will be able to solve that. You will be able to successfully finish whatever you are doing, something like that. Okay? Have a generally positive outlook. There are a lot of persons telling I can't do this. There are a lot of challenging moments. There are a lot of persons who's better than me, and maybe there are a lot of persons that would say, oh, I'm so afraid I can't do that, and I am like this and she's like that, so how am I able to manage? There are a lot of questions telling you you are the ones who's making your self confidence low. Why not think positively? Why not spending some moment of telling yourself, I can do this? If others can, I can also. It means to say our positive outlook will help us a lot. Have a generally positive outlook. Happiness is considered to be connected to having a good attitude. So why not becoming happy? So we have to be happy. It is a mental state that originates from the inside and is not influenced by the external factors. So being happy is a feeling that is not only visible here from our face, from our smile, but we also have to be happy within. Because if we are happy within, it will radiate and you will be able to share and you will be able to motivate as well other people. Positive mindset leads to feeling better about yourself. You'll treat yourself with greater respect and affection, which will increase your self assurance and inner strength. So, why not having positive mindset that I can do this, that whatever come my way, I will be able to manage that because um, uh, even though I can't do that on my own, I have my strong support system. I have my family. I have my friends. My parents are beside me. My husband is beside me. Something like that. Because having mindset, positive mindset, will help you improve as well as a person. Positive thinking leads to emotional equilibrium, which aids the brain's ability to perform its duties efficiently, which can help you make the best judgments possible in difficult situations. Sometimes, when we are very sad, or maybe when we are in the lowest point in our lives, we cannot even have a correct decision. And sometimes we will be able to um, um, what do you call that, will be able to discriminate other people. We will be able to um, hurt the feelings of other people, specifically because we are not also okay, because we are not able to manage our emotions. There are persons who are very impulsive, that whenever they hear something that is bad, what they're going to do is that for them to burst out, for them to be very much angry, for them to speak up, for speak out whatever they feel. But we also sometimes have to be very assertive with our emotions. We have to manage, we have to deal, reflect, to rationalize whatever we're going to talk, whatever we're going to communicate to other people, because that may hurt or build that person. Okay, so we have to also see and evaluate our feelings. But above all, we have to manage our emotions. We have to have positive outlook. We have to think positively. Be willing to ask for help. Of course, no man is an island. We cannot do everything. We cannot do whatever we would like to do. We would want, we would ask for the assistance of others. And we have to accept that. Maybe some of us are uh, physically impaired, so we need assistance from others who are physically strong. Some others are mentally um, challenged, so we have to ask, and there will be other people who will be offering help from us. So we have to let other people help us. And we also have to ask help for other people or from other people if we are in that particular moment in our life or particular moments in our life. Humans are socially participative. We tend to enjoy the connection from one another and also feel disturbed by thoughts of loneliness. Engaging with others enhances our bonds with each other. So we also have to spend time with other people. We also have to spend time talking, communicating, expressing our feelings with other people. We also have to let other people offer help, and we also have to ask help from other people if time permits us to do so, and if situations are telling us to do so. Accepting assistance from others can give you a sense of relief, which can boost your spirit and reduce negative thoughts and distress levels. So, if you're asking help from other people, it will not degrade you as a person. Some others would think, if am I going to help, if am I going to ask help from that person, what will she think about me? Maybe she would think that I am a loser. Maybe she would think that uh, he is stronger than me. So why then? If you really need help from other people, you have to do not pretend to be strong. You have to accept that there are times that we are weak, that there are times that we really need assistance from other people. Admitting that you require assistance and asking for it educates you and everyone around you that seeking support is acceptable, helpful, and natural. This fosters a growth mentality that encourages enthusiasm, creativity, openness, and a drive to learn and achieve more. So we really have to accept if others are offering help. Of course, we have to examine the 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 sincerity of that person or maybe the motive of that person. But if we are asking help from other people, it means to say you are also accepting your limitations, and it helps you in a way on how you are to improve, because knowing that you have your limitations would mean that you're a natural person, that you're an ordinary person, that no one is perfect because nobody really is perfect. Moving forward, recognize and manage stressors. So, who are your stressors? Are your stressors your superior? Are your stressors your family members? Your girlfriend, your husband, your wife? Are your stressors your your maybe your friend or your coworker? You also have to identify who are your stressors because that will help you manage your emotions. Effective stress management allows you to free yourself from the grip that stress has on your life, enabling you to be happier, healthier, and more productive. So you have to be able, we should let ourselves manage our stress. But first and foremost, we have to identify our stressors. Okay? And then why not, while listening to me, why not get a piece of paper and pen and write down on that piece of paper your stressors? Maybe the stressors would be your work. Maybe the stressors would be your colleagues, your relatives, and some others. Try to enumerate and identify them because that will help you a lot on how you are going to manage yourself and your emotion as well. Identifying the sources of stress in your life, such as your behaviors, attitudes, and justifications, is the first step in your stress management. But of course, We should not always pinpoint or point our fingers to others, and we would say, "You are one of my stressors," or "You made me stressed today," something like that. We also have to accept that sometimes the cause of our stress is ourselves. Why? Because we cannot accept that we are weak. We cannot accept that we can do that thing. We cannot accept sometimes that we cannot understand the instructions well. And so pretending to be okay is not okay at all. I would like to repeat that. Pretending to be okay is not okay at all. So it means to say we have to know ourselves very, very well. Execute the 4 A's of stress management. What are those? Avoid. First A is avoid. Second A is alter. The third A is adopt. And the fourth A is accept. What about the first one? Avoid. Avoid by learning to say no to unnecessary stress. Avoid by learning to say no to unnecessary stress. It means to say there's a lot of stressors, but identifying, oh, that should not stress me. Oh, her comment should not stress me at all because I need to manage my emotions. So you have to avoid. Sometimes there are a lot of persons who would like us to be down, and there are a lot of bushers, shall we say. But if we're going to listen to them, our tendency is to be depressed, to feel annoyed. So we have to avoid those kind of persons. So the first day is that we have to avoid. The second one is alter. By being willing to compromise, we have to change. Okay, so say for example, alter by being willing to compromise. So it means to say, okay, so this outfit is not good for me because that's her comment. So what I need to do is that uh, I need to wear a dress that is appropriate to the occasion and to the situation, and that would feel me comfortable as well. And so my style is not pleasing to them because it's not appropriate for the occasion, shall we say. So I'm going to change, and I'm going to accept if that comment is not that good, and I'm going to improve as a person. Okay, the third point or the third A is that adapt by reframing problems. So adapt, it means to say if there are situations um, that would make us down, there are situations that is new to us, and we are, say for example, in the new system or in the new organization or in the new institution, we have to adapt to the system and learn how are we going to manage the flow of the system. And then finally we are also going to manage on how we are going to handle ourselves into the different circumstances that may come along our way. And the fourth is accept by not trying to control the uncontrollable things. Of course, there are times that we cannot control the situation. We have to accept that. Even if we would like everything to be okay, there are some situations that we cannot control, especially if that would be natural situations. Say, for example, there is a calamity and we would like to be safe. We would like for our, say, for example, for our respective houses to be safe, our family to be safe, and we cannot control the situation because it's natural phenomenon or natural calamity. What we're going to do is that for us to be prepared for anything natural that will come our way. Okay, say for example there will be a typhoon, there would be some calamities, no. And so what we're going to do is that for us to be prepared, do some necessary actions beforehand. All right. I hope you're enjoying my sessions. And I think this will be the last slide that I'm going to present to you. But before I give you this and say something about this special quotation from Jess Scott, I would like you to ask yourself, based from the sharing that I gave you, I hope I was able to help you in one way or another on how you are going to manage your emotions. According to Jess Scott, when our emotional health is in bad state, so is our level of self-esteem. Sometimes we are not confident to face others because we are very sad. Sometimes we are not that confident to talk to other people and share something because there is a challenge going through from our work or from our family. But according to him, we have to slow down and deal with what is troubling us. So it means to say there has to be time in our life that we have to pause. We have to listen to our body. We have to listen to what is really going through so that we can enjoy the simple joy of being happy and at peace with ourselves. So let please have time to enjoy every moment in our life. There are times that we will be challenged, but this will test how far you will go, and this will make you strong. And if you surpass that, you will say, I am a strong woman now. I am a strong man now. Of course, there has to be someone, there has to be people that surrounds you that should support you, that you will be trusting, so that when times come along that you need someone to talk to, there will be someone. I hope you enjoy this short session with the topic that I shared with you about emotional wellness in this time of pandemic. Again, my last question would be, how are you? Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, ma'am, for your nice presentation. Now it's time for our quiz session. After completing our quiz session, we come back again in our question answer session, ma'am. Okay?
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dear participant, it's time for our quiz session. To join this session, you have to go slido.com. Then you have to enter the code IGP2. And don't forget mention your friends to join our quiz session. After short video, we'll start our quiz session. So let's enjoy our quiz session. Dear participants, it's time for our quiz session. To join this session, you have to go slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP2. And please everyone join with your full name. We will pick your name from Slido, which will directly print on certificates, and top 10 will be awarded quiz comprehension certificates. We are still waiting for your joining, so please everyone join in our session early. Already 19 people joined, so please everyone join in our session. Already 32 people joined our session. After 2 minutes later, we start our quiz session. So please everyone join early in our session early. And to join this session, you have to go slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP2. Now we go for our quiz session. First question: students with dash may be at additional risk during this time of the pandemic. First option: learning and attention disorders. Second option: families who may have lost job or income. And third option: all of the above. And the correct answer is all of the above, and 85% people are right. And our leaderboard top ranker is Dennis Bueneto Sirso. Now we go for our second question. Our second question is, what period in time was called the rebirth of science of medicine? First option, Middle Ages. Second option, Renaissance. And the correct answer is second option, Renaissance, and 64% people are right. And again, our top ranker is Denis Guento Sirso. Our third question. Wellness is a holistic term encompassing emotional, spiritual, mental, social, and physical wellness. Is it true or false? And the correct answer true and 100% people are right. Again, our top ranker is Dennis Guento Sirsu. Now we go for our fourth question. What is wellness? First option healthy habits for the body and mind to help you in good times and bad. Second option a waste of time. And the correct answer is first option healthy habits for the body and mind to help you in good times and bad. Now we go for our fifth question. A pandemic of bubonic plague killed 3 or 4 of the population in Europe and Asia in the Middle Ages. Is it true or false? And the correct answer is true. 79% people are right. Now we go for our sixth now question. How would you define a pandemic? An infection disease that affects a different area. Second option, a global outbreak of infectious disease. The correct answer is second option, a global outbreak, the infectious of disease. And again, our top ranker is Dinesh going to Sirso. Now we go for our seventh now question. The definition of emotional wellness is first option wellness, second option the ability to manage your own feelings and stress. And the correct answer is the ability to manage your own feelings and stress, and 100% people are right. Eighth now question. What is a sign of emotional wellness? First option, the ability to manage your own feeling and stress, and second option, being able to work out daily. 'And the correct answer is option 1, the ability to manage your own feelings and stress, and 67% of people are right. 9 now question. How can malnutrition in the aging be prevented? First option, preparing tasty food. Second option, increasing fatty food intake. 82% people say the first option, and only 80% people say option 2. Now we see the correct answer. And the correct answer is option 1, preparing tasty foods. And 82% people are right. Now before last question, keeping realistic expectation of yourself is a good way to practice emotional wellness. Is it true or false? And the correct answer is true, and 97% people are right. Congratulations, Dennis going to say so. He is our top ranker. In our second position, Flomi Raghav Salvejo. In third position, Ghanaian Biller Visari Session. In fourth position, Leah Fakunola. In fifth position, Jamilian V. Rivera. Congratulations, our top 10 quiz competition winner. We have all of your name which you entered during joining. We will pick and prepare certificate and will post them on our official page within 15 minutes. Dear person, now it's time for our quiz question answer session. After video, we will start our quiz session. Participants are requested to ask their question in comment box. Please address the speaker name after question. We will share certification process. So let's enjoy the our question answer session. Welcome back, everyone, in our question answers session. Dear participant, if you have any question, you can ask in our comment box. Please address speaker name, then you can ask your question. Let's welcome back our ma'am. Welcome back, ma'am.
Yes, thank you very much for managing the session. And I'll be looking forward for questions from our participants. Congratulations, by the way, to all the winners of the quiz.
Okay, ma'am. Uh, our first question from Flomi Arsalbiojo. Good afternoon, ma'am. What are some ways to manage fluctuating emotion?
All right, so thank you very much, Sir Flomi Salviejo, for that wonderful question. On how are we going to manage our fluctuating emotions? What are some ways? I actually mentioned that in the discussion, that on how we are to manage our fluctuating emotions is that for us to have a positive mindset. That's one. We also have to consider that we have our weaknesses, and by acknowledging our weaknesses, we will be able to accept our limitations, and then we will be moving forward to improve ourselves. That's how we are to some of the tips and ways we are going to manage our fluctuating emotions. Of course, emotions are maybe triggered with situations that are happening. It may be people around us, but having positive mindset and managing, of course, handling properly our emotions. Do not be impulsive or aggressive. No, that's something that we can do on how to manage well our fluctuating emotions. I hope I was able to answer your question, Sir Flomi.
Okay, ma'am. Then our second question from Aaron. Good afternoon, ma'am. Dr. Mercy Vivianiva. How can we think positive and have an optimistic outlook in this time of pandemic?
Okay. So thank you, Sir Aaron, for Salviejo, no, for that the question on how we are to think positively and being optimistic in this pandemic. Of course, there are negativities around us. There are a lot of challenges around us that would trigger our emotions. But on how we are to be positive is that for us to look forward that whatever is happening, there would be solutions. We have the saying that in every problem there will always be solutions, and we also have to be positive that there would always be a person, no, that would help us. And for some religious persons, they would always think that there would always be God that would guide them. And acknowledging the powerfulness of the mighty God, we will be able to think positively that whatever will come along our way, we will be able to surpass that, no. Sometimes negativities or negative vibes would stress us, but we also have to be focused on our perspective, on our goal, and that is also becoming very optimistic, being focused, straightforward. Even if there would be a lot of things or situations happening right back, front, and left or right. Okay. Thank you, Sir Iran.
Thank you, ma'am, for your answer. Uh, we are still waiting for your question. If you have any question, you can ask in our comment box. Ma'am, I think there is no more question. Ma'am, any last word for our participant?
Thank you very much to all who participated in this webinar. I hope we will be able to examine ourselves as well on how we are managing our emotions. Of course, we have to acknowledge our limitations or weaknesses, but we should not stop there. We have to move forward. We have to look and be able to have positive mindset that whatever we are going through, there will always be solution to that. And there will be someone who can help us. And we also have to acknowledge the presence of Almighty God in our life so that everything will go smoothly. And hope that everyone will have positive minds. Good afternoon once again, and thank you for having me for the second time in this webinar. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am,
you.
for
Thank,
also
thank,
hosting the show.
thank you so much. Our profound thanks for taking out the time from your busy schedule to present these slides about empowering wellness in the times of pandemic. Those that give everyone a great idea. Uh, Thank you so much for sharing your valuable knowledge. I hope everyone can learn from your session. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much as well. My honor and my honor for being here once again. Thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participant, it's time for our to give you webinar code. Today, our program name is Emotional Wellness in this time of pandemic. and the code is IGP7699 and the code is IGP7699. How to how to you claim your certificate? First you have to go www.edioigp.com. Then you have to click sign in, log in if you already have an account or create new account if you are new. Then you once you logged in, click free webinars and select the webinar title and click continue course and get enrolled if you have not enrolled yet. Type the code in your certificate box and the certificate code is IGP7699 and the code is IGP7699 and click get your certificates. It is auto downloadable in PDF app already. Uh, Without code, no one is eligible for certificates. With code, you can claim your certificate any time. Thank you so much, everyone, for your active participation. Our mission is to empower our youth, so stay with us by your support. We accept that you all are getting a little bit benefit in personal and professional life, and we wish that you all are remaining with us in your long journey. Seeing you next time. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay happy and healthy.